These kids can't read. They can't decode. They have no vocabulary, no background knowledge. I've never seen anything like it.
I don't have money to help Sally, John, Lucy. Baby, my money, what I spend on for my kids is just for my kids.
Money spreads on the first day of school and the kids can't read. I'm confused. Designer clothes on the first day of school, but the kids can't read.
We're savages. Those people wouldn't. We're animalistic. Those people wouldn't. We deserve what they got. They deserve what we have.
All right, guys, it's back to school season. And once again, I'm going to have to be the bad guy. I'm going to have to be the coon, the anti-Black person, because somebody has to say it. And Black people need to step back into reality and understand the mess we are really in. And to be clear, this isn't only a Black issue. It is an American issue, but this is an especially a Black issue because Black people are leading the charge when it comes to almost anything negative in this country. Now, all summer long, y'all were out here partying. Y'all were shaking y'all behinds. Y'all were drunk on yachts. Y'all were wilding on cruises, taking trips all over the place, doing everything except making sure your children were ready for school. You wasn't reading with them, not cracking open a workbook to make sure they're up to part for their next grade, not even making sure that they can write their name without struggling. And now that school is here, y'all have the nerve to complain about buying school supplies. But we're not complaining about the Gucci, the Louis, and the Prada your children are requesting to start the school year. You're not complaining about dropping hundreds of dollars on designer fits for children who can't read. But you're crying over buying a pack of pencils and some notebooks and maybe some Kleenex. Can we be effing for real? It's the same thing every year with you guys, and it's always the same culprits, the same people we see in Walmart acting up, on Spirit Lines cutting up, on the Carnival cruises being loud and ratchet, the same folks that are offended by everything and ashamed of nothing. And now they're the ones complaining. But Charleston White describes this type of person perfectly. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Black people offended with everything except the condition that they live in. Everything offends black people except their reality and their condition that they live in. They ignore the reality and they ignore their conditions only to be offended by everything else. But look at their neighborhoods, look at their houses, look at their family life, look at the conditions of them, their children, and the parents of the children. They at odds with each other, they hate each other, they fight with one another, but everything is offensive. But they don't change nothing. Even the stuff that offends them, they don't change nothing. Black people opinions only matter on social media, but in real life and in the real world, nobody really pays us any attention anymore because we've been crying wolf too long. And we inflict worse conditions on each other. So it's hard for people to take us serious.
And somehow it's people like myself and people like Charleston White who get stuck calling this out and get called every name in a book in the process. We're going to get into this. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am Carmen, Jaycee. If you want to support the channel, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, tap the super thanks, or hit the buy me a coffee link below because I do this all on my own because somebody has got to do it. Let's get into what's going on. All right, guys, I am going to hold your hand when I tell you this. These kids cannot read, okay? The kids can't read. Our country is in steep decline when it comes to literacy. And when we lose literacy, we lose common sense. That's why we're seeing all this crazy behavior online or in real life because they can't critically think, they cannot problem solve, and they don't have anyone holding them accountable. Now, let's just take a look at some of these headlines. Opinion: the United States has a literacy problem. The Washington Square News, April 24th, 2025. American children reading skills reach new lows. The New York Times, January 29th, 2025. U.S. reading and math gap is getting worse for adults too. Education Week, December 10th, 2024. Amid concern in literacy rates nationwide, Massachusetts put focus on reading education. NEPM 2 days ago. U.S. children are struggling with reading, and so are adults. The Hill, December 22nd, 2024. Now, according to the National Assessment of Education Progress, the AEP, the nation's report card, not even half, 43% of fourth graders in the United States scored at or above a proficient level in reading. And for marginalized students, the numbers are much worse. Just 17% of Black students, 21% of Latino students, 11% of students with disability, and 10% of multilingual learners can read proficiently by fourth grade. Now let's pause for a second because that means that majority of the students in this country across all groups are not hitting basic reading proficiency by the time they're 9 or 10. That is just not a school problem. That is a cultural problem. And if they can't read well, they can't understand complex instructions, contracts, laws, or even basic news. That's how you raise a population that's easy to manipulate. Now, if you remember back in 2023, there was a viral trend where all these teachers were coming online saying basically, hey, these children can't read. They are struggling. And I want you guys to go ahead and take a look at this because I want to refresh your memory. Okay, so it's a little long, but I think it's really important. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
These kids can't read. They can't decode. They have no vocabulary, no background knowledge. I've never seen anything like it. They can't write a sentence. They don't know what state they live in. They don't know what region of the country they're in. They have no background knowledge. Most of them don't know who the president is. They're coming to school with no background knowledge. They have very low skills. And yes, part of my job is to help them find those skills. And as a special education teacher, I'm obviously going to be working with students who require specialized instruction, but I'm not talking about specifically my students. I'm talking about students in the grade, period. And this was the case last year. They can't take notes. They can't even attend to a video. They can't even attend to a 3-minute video clip. I can play it. I can tell them what it's going to be about. I can summarize what the video did, and not a single one can tell me what the video was about.
Breathe. Let's take a moment to unpack. So I'm not really understanding why they're not telling y'all. We all know that the world is behind, globally, because of the pandemic and stuff. But I don't understand why they're not stressing to y'all how bad it is. I'm not even trying to be funny, but these kids are... I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level. I don't care how you flip it, turn it, swing it, swindle it. They still performing on the 4th grade level. Ain't nobody talking about how they just keep moving, passing them on. They just keep passing them on, 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 passing them on. I can put as many zeros in this grade book as I want to. They're going to move that child to the 8th grade next year.
I teach at one of the more affluent schools. When I tell you that these babies cannot read, they cannot write, and they cannot comprehend, I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious. It doesn't exist. I have kids constantly asking me, how do I spell window? How do I spell important? How do I spell though? And they be serious. They're dead serious. I could ask them, who is the main character of your story? The story of 4-paragraph story we just read. Can't tell you. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. It took us 4 weeks to get through how to answer a question in a complete sentence.
And just in case you think I'm over exaggerating this, I'm going to show you a couple more because, yeah, it wasn't just 1 or 2 teachers saying it. It was multiple. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few more teachers.
And basically, whenever I say kids can't read, they are reading at either a kindergarten or a 1st grade level. When it comes to spelling, I'm seeing a lot of children who can't even spell the word said, for, mother, father in the 4th or 5th grade, which makes me wonder what's going to happen when they're in middle school and high school.
The fact that I have 4th graders who cannot read independently at all is just one, what am I supposed to do? Because teachers are not miracle workers. If I'm required to teach 4th grade standards, the 4th grade standards do not include me teaching phonics. Now, I understand RTI, the MTSS process, and different safety nets like that, but doing that for 30 minutes a day is not going to solve the problem. So what is really the expectation? Are we just going to continue to fail the students and not teach them how to read? What is...
I know all last week, all over social media, you saw nothing but teachers talking about how elementary and middle school kids are reading 4 years below grade level. Well, as a high school teacher, I'm here to inform you that high school kids are doing way worse. They are reading 6 years below grade level. The only difference is a whole heap of these kids are going to graduate at the end of this school year. And we are expecting them to go to college and obtain jobs when they cannot even comprehend basic skills, which is why we probably see a problem with employers finding employees. There are literally high school kids reading on a 3rd grade reading level, and still states are expecting teachers to prepare kids and have them pass state tests that are on or above grade level. See, the issue is schools have dumbed it down for kids. They have made it so easy that kids believe that their only job is to show up and behave, and that should be enough to get a passing grade and to go on to the next grade level. We have a real issue here, and please do not talk to me about graduation rates, because Bugs Bunny could graduate in this era. Make it make sense.
Now, you can clearly see that this is a major problem, and they didn't just say this was specific to the Black community, but based off the statistics I just showed you, it's happening at an alarming rate in the Black community. So what does that tell us? That tells us that we should be more focused on education rather than how we look. And that is the problem with Black culture. Black culture at this point is completely inverted. If it is bad for the culture, Black people celebrate it. And that's why I find so disgusting about Black culture. This is why I feel the need to say these things about Black culture. Just look at this picture right here. Look at these students, these Black kings and queens. Look at them, and you can see a billion things wrong with this picture. First of all, why do these little girls have on wigs? And not just any wigs. These are blonde wigs, okay? And these are the main people that's telling and trying to say who can wear braids and who can't, but they're walking around with these blonde wigs on, flexing money, and you can tell they just do not care about learning. They care about how they look, and they are focused on everything they probably should not be focused on. Why are you guys okay with your children behaving like little hoodlums? I just need to know this, because this photo speaks 1,000 words and none of them are positive. This is why people look at us like we're degenerates. This is why people treat Black people the way they get treated, because of how we treat ourselves. You don't respect yourselves, you don't respect your children, and you don't respect anything, or you don't teach your children anything. And that's why we grow up and behave like monsters. And what's disgusting about this is they're just mimicking the behavior they've seen their parents do, or they've seen adults do around them. They're mimicking what they see. This is how disgusting these parents are, raising children in dysfunction, behaving like this around them, and not caring what they say in front of their children. I already showed you last week with the parents stealing and doing degenerate things around their children, and it is reflecting in exactly these type of situations. Now, only in the Black community do you have children all over this country who can't read, act like degenerates, have behavioral issues, and somehow still get rewarded with designer clothes. Parents are letting them walk around feeling like what they're doing is okay. And here's the kicker. These parents behave just like their children. They have the same attitude, the same ignorance, and the teachers are the ones stuck dealing with it. It has gotten so bad that some of these parents are actually complaining about buying school supplies. I am not kidding. Go ahead and take a listen to this. Take a listen.
I seen a post where this woman was saying, stop putting y'all names on the kids' school supplies because it's just not for your kids. I don't have money to help Sally, John, Lucy. Baby, my money, what I spend on for my kids is just for my kids. Everybody is going through. We don't have the money to be trying to help other households. On top of that, y'all be putting stuff on the list for the teacher. My kids' list got 4 boxes of Kleenexes. Imagine every single kid in a classroom of 20 bring 4 boxes of Kleenexes on top of the Lysol spray and wipes. It is insane how they don't understand everybody is still going through. Everybody is going through something. I feel like people who are in position to help, I'm pretty sure they don't mind helping. But it's a lot of us that can only do for our kids. These my kids that I had, that my responsibility. Ain't no other kid my responsibility. It is my job to make sure my kids have everything that they need for school, and that's it. So anything on that list outside of that, I'm not sure I'll be able to do it, baby.
Now, when I ask y'all this, I am not being funny, but is y'all cool? Is y'all okay? Because the way that some of y'all are acting like it's going to be you that is going to be helping Johnny, Sally, and Lucy, as if those are the underprivileged kids we're talking about. No, you're going to be helping DeMarcus, okay? Jamal, Davion, okay? Because it's only Black people on this app, majority Black, doing all this complaining every single time. And the fact that these parents are out here crying about Kleenex boxes that cost $1 at Dollar Tree, or basic school supplies that's probably $50 total, but somehow have no problem spending $80 to $150 on these ridiculous spray ground backpacks is insane. Not to mention that they send their children to school with them only to find out that the schools are requiring clear backpacks, so they can't even use them. And instead of admitting that they wasted their money, they're still mad about actual school supplies their kids need to learn. Now, who cares what it looks like as long as your children has what they need? Like, that is all that matters. This is absolutely ridiculous, but somehow there's zero outrage over the fact that your children can't read. I can't tell you how upsetting this is to me, but I don't even think I need to say anything because this next TikToker, he's going to hit the head on the nail, okay? And he's going to give you guys my exact thoughts. So go ahead and take a listen.
I bet not see not now another black ass parent come on this motherfucking app and complain about a school supply list. Cause if that's the fucking case, take that snotty nosed ratchet ghetto loud ass not having no type of supplies or broken ass backpack ass kid out the motherfucking school and homeschool that motherfucking kid your own goddamn self, bitch. These kids be in that classroom with that teacher more than they be with your motherfucking ass because your ass either at work or outside in the motherfucking streets. And y'all get mad because this teacher need a motherfucking extra roll of tissue, need some Kleenex, need some fucking pencils, need some fucking binders, need some fucking paper in they fucking classroom. Bitch, you ought to be happy you got a fucking free daycare. You getting enough free shit any motherfucking way. Your kids sharing a motherfucking school bus. Why the fuck they can't share motherfucking paper? I'll be the same motherfuckers that get on here complaining about having a fucking community, having a support system. Same motherfuckers on here complaining about being a single fucking parent. How the fuck you think the teacher feel? They already getting fucking underpaid. Dealing with your fucking kid. You had your kid all summer and they got on your motherfucking nerves. And these teachers finna be with these kids longer than you fucking had them in the motherfucking summer. So the least you can fucking do is get them some supplies. Get them some shit to clean the classroom with. Hell, send them some fucking cupcakes. Send them a fucking box of pizza. Send them some lunch money, a gift card, something, bitch. All y'all give a fuck about is popping pussy and slanging dick. That's all y'all care about. Don't even care about how your fucking kids feel, bitch, because it's not a good feeling going to school without enough supplies. Broken ass backpacks. Gotta ask the fucking teacher for a pencil on the first day. Ask the teacher for some paper on the first day of fucking school. Ask your friend, all your friends around your fucking kids got all this paper, but you ain't got shit. It's not a good fucking feeling, bitch. It's not. I just seen a video of a parent on here demanding that teachers go to these fucking free school supply drives and get kids some fucking free school supplies. Bitch, that's your kid. It's your fucking kid. Y'all have gotten away with bare minimum for long or fucking enough. Y'all want to get away with bare minimum ass shit for 18 years and put these kids out your fucking house and let them go to fucking school, college, graduate college, get a good job, and then there you go with your hand out for fucking money. You black parents make me the fuck sick. I can't fucking stand you bitches.
I can't even tell you. I 100% agree with everything he just said and this next TikToker as well. Go ahead and take a listen.
Money spreads on the first day of school and the kids can't read. I'm confused. Designer clothes on the first day of school, but the kids can't read. If 2 + 2 = 4, what the y'all need to take them school clothes back to the store until them first progress reports drop. Until then, I don't understand why the kids walk around in designer, but they can't spell. And then I'm really trying to figure out what's going on with these parents because y'all was just on the internet the other day complaining about, oh, we can't afford this school supplies, this, that, and the third. But then the kids show up on the first day of school in designer. What's really going on? They need to be pulling up to class with some designer school supplies. What are you talking about? Some designer books, some designer protractors. I don't understand why they pulling up in some Prada this, Prada that, Versace this, Versace that. You know what I'm saying? All this designer stuff, but they can't spell. The priorities, like...
Now, if I was a parent, I would have the attitude of this next young lady. Let's go ahead and take a listen to her.
And I don't care if my son teacher asks for a new engine, transmission, and alternator for her car. I'm going to get it for you. You said what? How much was it? Okay, I'm going to give it to you in 4 installments. Okay, baby? Y'all making jokes about the bus needing 4 new tires. Guess what? You say you need 4 new tires. Nah, Johnny, if you gonna be out here at 6:45 for real this time, because I'm sick of you being late, man. If you got the new tires, there's no reason for you to be slipping and sliding past this stop. All right. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Money tight. And if you can't afford to get the stuff, then just, hey, I can't afford to get that. I'm sorry I can't get the extra material. But, baby, if you got a little extra scratch, ask that teacher what her favorite coffee is. You know what it's like dealing with your child. You just dealt with your child for 2 months. You know what it's like. And them people with them for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Baby, that's your school, son. You need to step up and do your responsibilities. All I'm saying is I'm not going to be one of the parents that complain. I know my child hyper. You said you need a coffee to keep up with him. I heard you loud and clear. Y'all pay over $100 for a pair of shoes but won't get some extra supplies?
And that's exactly the mindset you should have as a parent. Whatever the teacher needs, she gets, period. You're supposed to be an active participant in your child's education, not treating school like it's some free babysitting time just because you can drop your children off for 6 to 7 hours a day. That is the problem right there. And to be honest, a lot of you women are just bums, okay? You're functioning bums, and that is what it is. You function just enough to keep up with appearances, but you're not actually doing the work to raise or educate your children. Listen, I know hard truths don't work for the Black community, but we are in a steep decline and we are inverted as a culture. Everything good, we treat it like it's bad. Everything bad, we put on a pedestal and clap for it. The fact that dysfunction is not hidden, not corrected, but celebrated is insane. Charleston White is about to break down exactly how inverted this culture is and why we deserve what our ancestors had and they deserve what we have. It's another hard truth. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Nigger and nigga is not the same.
Yeah.
Give a fuck what you say, nigga. One of them is a race of people who was in bondage and enslaved. Another one is a group of people who is everything that they said those people were, but were not. We are ignorant. Those people wasn't. We're savages. Those people wasn't. We're animalistic. Those people wasn't. We deserve what they got. They deserve what we have. So how can we be offended by a word we're not being called? A word that we're proud of. What's up, man? A word that we're proud of. And they're not using this word as this word was applied to these people.
Yeah.
This word is being applied with congratulatory. So how can we, come on, we are oxymorons as a race of people.
I got a lot of Mexican friends that say nigga.
I got a lot of white friends that I let say nigga around me.
Yeah.
But we can say cracker, we can say honky, we can say all these other racial slurs with no retribution toward us. That's what they mean by we're victim-minded and we're entitled as Black people. We can insult everybody else openly and freely. We come in people's establishments loud. We are some of the most disrespectful people known to humankind on earth. Because in any other places, they would dispel us.
But our excuse is we've been through so much.
We ain't been through shit. Who is we? They, the nigga, have been through shit. The nigga ain't been through nothing. He got free education. He got to go skating. He got to say, "F you white people." He got to talk back to the police. The nigga never had that opportunity.
But you don't think that.
So what he said was so powerful because the truth is a good majority of us do not deserve the freedom we have. Our ancestors deserved it. They worked, they sacrificed for it, and we're out here acting like the very thing they were accused of being. It is absolutely disgusting. We've got kids who can't read, can't problem solve, can't resolve conflict without throwing hands, but they got on wigs, they got on Gucci, Prada. Parents should be ashamed, and to be clear, this is not about the system. This is not about racism. This is about us, and the blame goes straight back to the parents. Like literally, there is no reason, no excuse at all why your child do not know who the president of the United States is. There is no excuse for your child not knowing what state they live in. It is embarrassing. You want to know why? Because too many of you guys are functioning bums raising your children to be the next set of functioning bums. You care about the wrong things, so your children care about the wrong things. And where are the Black men? Because when I look around for leaders, too many of them are out here embarrassing themselves like this. Go ahead and take a look at this clip.
I tell people all the time, every man in New Orleans owns a dress. Now I have to. Don't they look nice?
And that right there tells you everything you need to know about the state of manhood in our community right now. And I know Black women don't want to hear this, but the reality is that you're raising criminals, okay? I've been saying this for a long time, and most of you still don't want to listen. You're not raising engineers. You're not raising politicians. You're not raising kings and queens. You're raising criminals. You're raising dysfunction and the next generation of idiots, okay? And these men that you seen in this video, they were raised by single mothers, okay? These are not men that have strong father figures in their lives. Our ancestors would be ashamed, and we don't deserve what they were enslaved for. This is absolutely disgusting. They were accused of being animals, and somehow we've embraced this accusation and turned it into a reality. The quote-unquote nigger problem has gotten out of hand. The animalistic, ignorant, monster-like, degenerate, bottom-of-the-barrel behavior has got to stop, because this is exactly what the people back in the day thought of us, and now we're proudly proving them right. It is absolutely disgusting. At the end of the day, this all comes down to accountability and priorities, and too many of y'all have them completely backwards. You're out here clapping for your kids like Gucci and Prada are going to magically raise their IQ while they can't even read the brand name on the tag. We've normalized dressing dysfunction up in designer and calling it culture, and it is quite pathetic. Your children's education should matter more than their Instagram clout, but half of you care more about likes than literacy as well. Either we get serious about raising leaders, or we'll keep raising liabilities and walking stereotypes. Keep playing this game and you'll keep getting embarrassed, not by the system, but by your kids you raise to fail. All right, guys, as promised, I'm going to get into some of you guys' comments. The first comment, someone says, I enjoy your show and am happy you are gaining a following. I hope you get invited to talk on other platforms. Were you ever a fan of the Boondocks? They had an episode inspired by soul food. It was a hilarious show, and I wish they could bring it back, even though, unfortunately, John Witherspoon and Charlie Murphy have both passed. Most of the show addressed these kind of concerns you talk about regarding Black dysfunction. Okay, so someone, unfortunately, I have not really watched the Boondocks. I know what the Boondocks is, but I just don't watch TV ever at all. Like, I literally do not watch TV. So unfortunately, that is a big fat no. Okay. William writes, God bless you. Keep spreading the truth of love. And I appreciate you so much, William. Thank you for your donation. And I just, I feel like I'm doing the right thing, regardless how much like pushback I get for doing and speaking up. Joe says, great videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate you and your support. You guys are so awesome. Coco Dev says, I'm the queen black sheep too. I agree with everything you say. Yeah, I'm literally the person in my family. I think my family knows what I'm saying is right, because it's kind of hard to argue like objective truths. But I think that they're so tied into the cult of Black culture, because I believe Black people are in a cult, that it's like you have to back Black people regardless of anything. You have to stand behind us regardless of anything. And I feel like this is my way of doing it, because nothing that anybody has been doing has been working. Just saying. Okay. Rick Marsh doesn't say anything, but thank you, Rick Marsh. Elon says, thank you. Thank you, Elon. Thomas Hinman says, God bless you, Carmen. Love your program. Thomas must be a boomer. It's the love for your program for me. I appreciate you so much, Thomas Hinman. Benjamin says, thanks for all your hard work. Thank you for being proud to be American, just like me. I am super proud to be American. I said this last time. I told you I haven't always been this person. And I am just proud to be living in my truth and living like I feel like God put me here. God wanted me to be here, and God took me through certain things so I can be here talking to all of you. All right, 731 Trident says, I truly believe that the Lord is working through you. I enjoy your insight and refreshing takes. I honestly totally believe that as well, just because of how I got to where I am. It is just like God literally just led me here, and I'm so grateful. The Third Rail Channel says, thanks. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Jonathan Mencino says, I really wish there were more people like you. You truly serve as a North Star. I really appreciate you. Jonathan, I really appreciate you. And I'm just trying to do the best I can as the person that I am. Brent and Divuk says, thanks. I appreciate you guys. Scotty Potter says, thank you. Appreciate you, Scotty Potter. Fake Natty Daddy says, while these ugly examples of humanity are hard to digest, I can listen to your lovely voice talk about anything all day. It's like music to my ears. You're a goddess, Carmen. I appreciate you so much, Fake Natty Daddy. And I'm going to try to get more content out for you guys. I am in a process of just moving and all this stuff. So hopefully I can get on a better schedule soon. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys supporting the show. You guys are beyond amazing, and I am so grateful for all of you guys. I am Carmen Jaycee. If you want to support the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, tap the super thanks, or hit the buy me a coffee link below. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time.
Conscious culture, we awaken and we learn. Fire in our spirits, watch the system as it burns. Question every lesson, let the real truth return. We break the mold, and now it's our turn.